Here we go. What's going on, people? Welcome to You Know the Score. It's your boy Shingy. Now, before I introduce my guest, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds, and make sure you share with your friends, family, your dog, your cat, your lion, and whoever it may be. Just support the channel. But on today's show, I've got a Spurs fan, Elena from Lily White TV. She's also a co-host on the podcast, the Fifth Officials. I've got it right here. How are you doing?
I'm good. Excited to be on. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for joining me. How you been keeping anyway in this lockdown?
Oh, good. Yeah. I mean, I'm a key worker, so I'm still going in. But yeah, I was off this week. But yeah, thank you. But yeah, all good. Just keeping safe. Hope everyone else is too.
Good. So on today's show, we're going to be building up to, the big game on the weekend, which is Chelsea versus Tottenham. I mean, you must be in such a great mood because you're top of the league. Top of the form guide as well. How are you feeling?
Honestly, I am shocked. Like, I'm buzzing. I was very skeptical of Jose Mourinho when he first came in. Like, really skeptical. Yeah. I wasn't too convinced last season, given like the way we were playing, like having no shots against Bournemouth for like 100 minutes. Like it just wasn't looking good. And then he's managed to get like 7 signings through the door, and he seems to have transformed this team. Like, I'm so optimistic now. Like, this is it's so bad because I know I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah. But like, this is just such an exciting time because we ain't had this sort of feel since the time we went unbeaten at home, which was like the 2016, 2017 times. Yeah. Those seasons, we were like brilliant. And that was when you kind of felt like you're going confident into every game. Obviously, you're still worried, but like, you still feel like you can trust your team.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I haven't had that in ages, and this is like the first time since then, and we are buzzing. We are just, it's just brilliant. The feel around the club is great. I'm just going to run this week until Sunday because you never know what could go wrong. Yeah, but I'm definitely loving life right now, and I'm going to live it. I'm going to live this week great.
I can imagine, because like last season, a lot of your fans were very conflicted. I mean, obviously Pochettino, I mean, your fans adored him. I mean, it's Pochettino.
Stole the hearts, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I support Man United, so I wanted him at Man United.
No, you're not allowed him. I say this on every channel I go on. No, he's still my man, so you're not allowed him.
All right, fair enough. He still has a warm place in your heart, but
100%.
I mean, Mourinho came in. He started off okay, but then obviously I think you were hampered by a lot of injuries. Players. And I think that had a big effect on how you guys finished the season. We saw it in the documentary, which was thoroughly entertaining.
It was great, yeah.
Now he's got the players he wants. I mean, you've got Højbjerg, you've got Bale, who's not even starting games.
Yeah.
You've got the guy who scored. Is it Vinicius? How do you pronounce his
name? Vinicius. Carlos. Yeah, he's looking good to be an actual backup because we haven't had that in years.
And Ndombele, he looks like a new player.
He's just unreal. I love watching him. He just skips past players, and I just love it.
So, I mean, do you think, obviously, you're playing well at the moment? Is this just a bubble, or do you actually think and do you actually feel that, you can actually maybe not win the league, but continue challenging this season?
I feel like with the signings he's been backed. There's not really many excuses he can give unless he gets like hit with a load of injuries, just like Liverpool have. I think we've got the squad to challenge. Maybe not win it, but I think we do have the squad to challenge. I'd like to believe we can win it, but hey. But yeah, I think we should definitely be challenging. The thing is, with the way the form is, I don't know if it is a bubble. I'd like to think that he's installing a process where we've got the mentality to get through games now. Because before we would have, like, I always say this, the West Ham capitulation, 3-0 up to go 3-3 in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That is Tottenham all over. But was that like a really good result for us to show Mourinho, okay, we've still got a lot of issues? Because I feel like if we started the season, we were just attacking. We were just going out, all out attack, going for it, and just, we didn't really have a worry with the defence. We just thought we could outscore everyone. And I feel like he sort of had that game and he's assessed it and he's thought, okay, we need to set up a lot more like defensively solid. We need a defensive shape and then we can hit on the counter. And I feel like that result might be very important in the way we play, because if we carried on just outscoring teams, I feel like we would have got caught a lot more times. So maybe he's changed his tactics a bit due to that West Ham game, because I feel like we're not just going out and doing whatever now. We are literally solid and going on the counter and being clinical. I feel like that.
Do you think
West
that
Ham might be a blessing in disguise, maybe? I like to think that, otherwise it will be very depressing.
You think that explains why you were so defensive against Man City? Although obviously you came out winners, but you was, more defensive minded and focused on your defensive shape and hitting them on the counter.
Yeah, I feel like that is what he's done. He's installed a thing where we have to be clinical. And the thing is, with City, last season when we played City, we were holding on. When we won 2-0 Bergwijn with that goal. Yeah. We were holding on. They were pounding Lloris. Like, he made an unreal amount of saves last season. Yeah. That wasn't like, oh, we are now doing brilliantly. That was genuinely like we were just outplayed. We just got lucky that game. Whereas this season, they didn't like pound Lloris. Like, they had shots and attempts, but it wasn't like they were right at him or they weren't like mad. The only time it was really like crazy for me was obviously the handball, which got ruled out, and the really good save where he did it off the line, the header. Other than that, it was like pretty much you have the ball, but you're not doing much with it. Exactly. So I feel like that was tactics, and he has improved his game since when we last played City. So it didn't just feel like defensive, it felt like counter-attacking. I always say there's a difference between defensive football and counter-attacking football. And last season, we were really defensive. We weren't even counter-attacking. We were just sitting back and just getting the odd chance. We were counter-attacking with like one attack. Now, like one attacker. Now we've got counter-attacking numbers. We've got 3-4 players up there. And we are getting them and getting the goal. So we looked dangerous every time we went forward, but they didn't. So I do think we set up defensively, but it was more tactical than just what he was doing before. So I am glad that maybe like the Everton result, which obviously got us all the signings, in my opinion. Yeah. Because if we started well, Levy would not be buying 7 players.
Absolutely.
Obviously the West Ham game sort of adapted Jose. So I think they could be very good results for us in a weird way.
Possibly. I mean, of course, defensively, you're setting up well this season. But when you've got the likes of Kane and Son up front, I mean, Kane has evolved into an all-rounder. I mean,
he's unreal. I just saw a picture of his touch map, and he's unreal. Like, he's everywhere, all over.
I've got a stat here, right? Now, Kane, in 24 games, he's had 31 goal involvements. Son, crazy. He's in 26 games, he's got 25 goal involvements. And I think that's one of amongst the best 5 in the league. So not only, you're set up well defensively, offensively, I mean, you've got those two.
Which are clinical. If they can stay fit, it'll be good. It'll be good for us. We just need Kane to stay fit for a change.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, moving on to the weekend, the big game in question. Are you confident going to the Bridge? Because, obviously they're flying. I think they're 3rd in the form guide. Are you confident that you can go there and get a result and make another statement?
I'm not confident. I don't think I could ever be confident as a Spurs fan. We have spoke about that West Ham game a few times, it does still scar me. Like, we could be 4-0 up and I'll be like, no, we could mess this up. Yeah. But I'm more confident than I think I have been in recent years. Like, the most confident I've been since when we were prime Poch. So I think this is the best chance we have to get results. I mean, when we played them in the League Cup at the Lane, they say that's a B team, but Werner played. They had like a lot of their starters, and we didn't even have a striker. Like, we played Lamela up top, and Mourinho said we don't have a striker. Yeah. Like, we did manage to get a result against them there. Obviously, it's going to be very different in the league. They're going to step up. It's going to be a rivalry, but I do think this is the best chance than any we have to get a result against them this season. And I would, if I had to pick between the Arsenal game and the Chelsea game to get points, I would rather lose the Arsenal game, get points against Chelsea to get that gap, and then lose the Arsenal game and then try gain them again. Because I feel like we need to get the points against Chelsea. We need to gain them over them if we are going to be serious in this title talk. I always say it with like a bit.
Yeah, like, it's funny.
Like, you never know.
Because it's hard for Spurs fans to get overexcited, because my dad was a Spurs fan, and he would always say that Spurs will be Spurs. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the problem.
You know,
that's
like,
the problem.
You think, okay, they're on a good run of form, they won 2 games, and then they'll probably draw another one, lose another one.
It's like, once we lose one, you never know when that form's going to come back. That's the problem.
And obviously, your form at Stamford Bridge hasn't been the greatest over the years.
No, it hasn't. I think it's actually quite bad. I'm pretty sure our Stamford Bridge form. We hadn't won against them since like when we went 2016. I'm pretty sure is when Delhi broke the record there.
Yeah, I think that was the first time since,
and that was when since 19 whatever, and he was shushing them. So yeah, it was, and that is literally the thing of Tottenham is Chelsea might be below us, they might be 2 points below us, but they have a lot more confidence because they've been there, done it before. Whereas we don't. We are like, we might be top, but everyone thinks, oh, it's Tottenham. Like, you know that more than anyone, lads. It's Tottenham.
I've seen it on many occasions.
It's definitely like we just don't know what to expect. Even we could be top with like 3-4 points clear, and I think another team below us was still, if they were big 6, like a top 6 club, will still have more confidence than us, because it's just not in our club. Sadly enough, it's just not in our nature to like win titles, whereas like you lot or Chelsea have got it in their DNA, so they're a lot more confident, I would assume. We just got to win the game in front of us and not worry about where it takes us.
Yes,
I feel like that's always been in our head, where it's like, oh, we need to win this game to go top, we need to win this game to do this, do that. But I feel like Mourinho's sort of changing the mentality of just win the game in front of you, forget everyone else. You've got no control over what everyone else does. Just do the job. And I feel like that's what we've got to do, just not get too in our heads.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said, because after the win against Man City, he said that you guys are not in the title race, we're just taking every game as it's
game.
It's mind games.
Yeah.
When you're
I mean, Jose Mourinho mind games are like 2 peas in a pod, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think this weekend, who are you missing? I think you're missing Toby
Alderweireld, yeah, which had a brilliant game against City.
So I mean, with Alderweireld out, who will slot in? Is Davinson Sanchez
probably
available?
He is available, but I don't see him playing him. He played yesterday, the full game, so I don't think he'll play him. I think he'll play Rodon, which is the defender we bought from Swansea. Yeah. He's very tall. He had a great championship. If you look at any of his stats and stuff, he's one of the really big championship prospects. Now, obviously, it's going to be a big ask to throw him in the deep end, but I feel like Jose has done this before. He threw Tanganga against Liverpool last season. First game, just like threw him in the deep end. Yeah, he's got a great prospect. Like, he's a great prospect, but it's going to be a lot to ask of him. But I'm hoping we can deal with it. Toby said he's going to be out for like 4 weeks, and that's okay. It's not too bad, but it's our worst 4 weeks. We've had City, we've got Liverpool, we've got obviously the game this weekend, Chelsea, we've got Leicester, we've got Arsenal, all in this month. So it's like the worst month for a defender to get injured when we're going to be playing a lot of defensive football.
If you can come through it, then, you know,
if we can come through it, then we seriously have to be in this conversation. Like, I'm not having it. We are in this conversation. Sorry, one sec. Sorry about that. Am I back? Sorry.
You're back. Yeah, that's good. I mean, you definitely will be in the conversation if you do manage to get some good
to December. By Christmas, we should know, like, if we're serious or not.
And I think you've got Lamella to come back as well this weekend as well.
Yeah, I mean, Lamella's one of those players which is great to just get at players. Just be a bit annoying. Be annoying to them and be a nuisance. I mean, he's not got much skill, but he's definitely annoying. You know that more than anyone.
Honestly. Yeah, that's that before Old Trafford, man. Honestly.
Yeah, and I feel like he's a perfect Jose Mourinho player because he is got that mind where he can like be very annoying but get the result. Like, yeah. So I think Lamella will be good to have on the bench. I feel like he should always be on the bench if he's fit, but he's just hardly ever fit. But if a game's like dead, he can come on and just get in between and get the ball back, inject some life, because he definitely likes to do that. It's a bit of a mess when Lamella has the ball. His arms and legs are everywhere, but something will happen. So yeah.
Do you think, are you worried about a Chelsea at all? Like, are you worried about any of their players? They've signed a few players.
Their team is unreal. I think they signed a lot of good players, like Werner, for example, like Havertz. Like they've got like good players, and I feel like they can be very clinical. But if you look at their results, they haven't got great results against the big clubs.
Yeah.
So, like I said yesterday on my podcast, I said, well, you can't just buy 11 world-class players and put them together and expect them to be great. There's gonna take time for them to gel. And I feel like they have shown great form against, like, they beat Palace, they beat Brighton, they beat a Newcastle, they beat like the lesser teams, for example, but against you lot they drew. Against Liverpool, they lost 2-0 with a red card. They haven't got results against anyone serious, so I feel like it's going to be very telling for, is Tottenham serious? Can they keep up the form from City? Because we've not been able to do that before. We've always capitulated against the top six, especially away from home. And can they finally get a big result? So their players are definitely ones to watch. Werner, like, he scored a great goal against us when we knocked them out of the cup. Like, it is worrying. They've got a great team. Just like Mourinho said, they're a super team. So, I mean, that was mind games, but, they are. So I do think that their team is very good, but I don't know. I think we're a lot more well matched than we have been in previous years.
If you had to make a prediction, what would you say the result's going to be?
Oh, I hate doing this. I'm gonna say 2-1 to us, and we could go even 1-0 down.
You could even go 1-0 at the Bridge.
I think we can. I think if we went 1-0 down, it might. I don't want to go 2-0 up and then concede straight away and then have to hold on the whole game. Yeah. I'd rather it be 1-0 down, come back 1-1, and then score a late 2-1 and end the game.
Yeah.
I literally nearly have heart attacks watching Tottenham at the moment, so I can't deal with 1-1 or 2-1 for like 45 minutes. I can't deal with that. At the Bridge, I can't do it. I'll be like having a heart attack. My dad will be laughing at me.
For me, I think I think it will be a draw.
I think if we draw, that's going to be very like it'll just put everyone be like, okay, where are we all? Where is Everett? Like, no one knows where to stand because the league will be so open if we draw, and then like they've got, I don't know who they've got next, but we've got Liverpool next, I think. Arsenal next, then Liverpool. Yeah. So, and no matter how bad Arsenal are, it's the North London derby. They're gonna
anything can happen.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Rule book's out the window and form is out the window with a North London derby. So I think if we draw, it's going to be mad. Like, I think the league is crazily open anyway, but if we draw, that will be crazy as well.
Absolutely all over the place, to be honest. I just can't call it. Obviously, for me, if I was a betting man, I'd put my money on Liverpool. But I wouldn't put my money on Liverpool because I don't want them to win the league anyway.
Of course, yeah. With their injuries, it's just crazy, but they're still getting results. So
exactly. So
we know they've got a great team.
It's touch and go. Right now, what I want to do is quickly do a combined 11 with you.
Okay.
See, and Chelsea and Spurs. So in goal, obviously they've bought Mendy. You've got Lloris. Who would you have in goal?
I'd have Lloris.
You'd have Lloris.
I'd have Lloris because I think he's shown since the lockdown, since the restart, he's been brilliant.
Okay, I'll give you that. At left back. Who would you have at left back?
I really like Reguilon. I really like him. I feel I'm gonna be so biased, but I love him.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. And at centre back, who would be your partner? Well, Alderweireld's out, so we can't include him. So
no. Well, this is where I'd take both Chelsea's defenders.
So Thiago and
who else do they have? Who else does start?
Is it? It was Zuma who's been starting lately, hasn't he?
Well, Zuma, yeah. I feel like Zuma would be better than Dyer. And I like Dyer. He's done well, but he's still got a mistake in him. So, yeah, I'll put both of them.
Okay. And at right back, I mean, Doherty's out. So it's either Aurier or Reece James. I'm going with Reece James. Yeah, I'm going with James. I think Reece James.
Aurier can be brilliant on his day, but also, like Mourinho said in that documentary, he can give away a penalty with VAR anytime. So, yeah, no, I would take Reece James 100%.
Yeah, Aurier's an accident waiting to happen, man.
But then, like, against you, he played great. And against City, he played great. But Sissoko does have to play as a second right back because he just leaves so much space behind him. You need Sissoko there.
Now, moving into midfield, who would you have at the base of the midfield?
Højbjerg, 100%. 100%. I'm not even having the conversation. I'm having Højbjerg over him. Over Kante, I'm having Højbjerg. Okay. I just think he's brilliant. He's taken my heart, and I was so critical of him when he first joined. Any other time, I'll choose Kante, of course. But I was so critical. You know when you're critical of a player and then they've proven you wrong? And you just fall in love with them. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have to stand by him now because I was the one saying, he's mid, he's average, don't be getting him. Because I wanted Zakaria from Gladbach.
He's a player.
Yeah, instead. And I was like, this is the type of players we should be going for. I was probably having moan. And then he's proven to be great. So I'm standing by him because of that fact.
Cool. And the two in front of them, who would you have?
Ooh, I've got to have Ndombele.
Yeah.
I think you've got to have Ndombele. I think he's just brilliant. And who else? Who should I have from them?
Jorginho, Mason Mount.
Oh, I like Mount, but Southgate annoys me with Mount. So,
you're telling me.
So I get a bit annoyed because of it, like the whole Grealish thing.
Yeah, it irritates me, honestly. I don't know what he's probably...
If Dele was on form, I would have had Dele, but Dele's been so out of form, obviously, because it's Chelsea. Mount, we'll put Mount. I do like Jorginho as well, but I do. Mount is better, personally.
Okay.
But
fair enough.
Southgate just annoys me. Okay. So I have a bit of a Mount agenda.
Okay, so on the flanks now, left and right of the centre forward, who are we going for? Son has to be, obviously. Son
has to be there. Son. Well, we know who we're putting up top, so I don't even need to say.
Okay, who else?
Werner,
yeah, okay. But
Werner, Son, and Kane.
Werner prefers to play off the left, though. So, I mean, would you swap Son?
Son can play on the right. He's fine. He's good enough. He can play there. He's cool. Okay. Don't worry.
Okay. Cool. Well, there you have it.
I fully trust Son to do a job.
Yeah.
And then Kane, because you can't drop Kane.
No, you can't. I mean, they've only got Tammy Abraham and
yeah.
And, I mean,
Giroud. I mean,
there's no contest there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Kane,
he's my guy.
Should have been coming to us, but well, there you go. Anyway.
No.
Yeah, that was the combined 11, combined Chelsea Tottenham 11. It'll be interesting to see what happens it's on Sunday, right?
Yes, Sunday. Yeah.
Yes, after the Man United Southampton game. Yeah, so
Yeah.
interesting to see. I know your
Very.
heart's gonna be in your mouth watching that game.
Oh yeah, it's like I wait all week to watch Tottenham play, and then I feel sick throughout the whole game.
Can you imagine? Hopefully, it's like as intense as the Battle of the Bridge was a few years ago.
Oh, that was one of my favorite and worst games ever. Like, as in, I like that when if we're gonna lose, we showed fight, but also.
Hello. Oh damn, Elena, have I lost you? Have I got you? Are you there? Oh gosh. Oh gosh.